everyone. This is Ashley. We are back for another creation of the week. Today we are doing episode 40. We are taking a tour of RealBerserq's build. I'll put their exact Roblox username in the description below. Before we take a tour, let's get a sneaky peek behind the build. Berserq tells us this was a mini build for the Torture Moolah event that was hosted by J Squire. Wanting to show off my extensive collection of moolahs, I started building and got a little carried away. The palette for this build is coal blocks and, of course, moolahs. This build took less than 3 hours, so let's get a tour. I'm by myself, so I'm doing a self-tour. But I did find, if you come over here, there's this big, huge coal structure, and you gotta come down and get yourself on these slime blocks, and then you get put in some water. This is as far as I got, because then I reset so I could show it off. It looks like there's a bunch of poor moolahs drowned here in this water. And then come up into like a dungeon. So let's go. That way looks cooler. Let's go this way first. So we've got a whole line of moolahs chained together. You're like, of course, that's so sad. So sad, moolahs. And then a whole bunch of frozen moolahs here, the chill blocks. And then in here, there's more chained moolahs. It looks like Grimthorn is like tormenting these poor moolahs. So sad. What's Grimthorn having against moolah? I don't get it. So sad. Dangerous. Right, so, oh, they got it. Oh, I bet there was a jump scare there and I have my UI closed. You guys want the full effect. I closed my UI because Berserq is here AFK and it's spamming us with whatever he's doing. So let's try it again. I'm sure that's what he wanted. Alright, let's close the UI again. So let's not distract us. I got some more moolahs like hanging from the ceiling. There's bones here. I wonder whose bones those belong to. And then some more fried moolahs over here on these molten blocks. And then there's fire all around, and we've got DV and Grimthorn on a throne. Wow. Well, that's the whole build. It's small, but mighty. Packs a punch, right? Berserq's. Let's get our screenshot. I'm not really sure what angle we want. I think that's the money shot right there with the DVs and the moolahs. But let me see. Hang on. Technical difficulty. There we go. Now we don't have a giant cursor in our screenshot because who wants that? All right, there's our screenshot. Beautiful. Let's go behind this build. Alright, Berserq's favorite thing about this build was the flexing of all the moolahs. Anybody have a count? Want to guess how many were used? Comment below and then we'll ask Berserq who is correct. The most challenging was finding many ways to torture Moolah. And he is most proud of the whole thing. It's a relatively small build, and I'm proud of it all. When we asked if there was anything else to share, Berserq said, and I'm going to quote him, "I should have won the contest," smiley face. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this short and sweet episode 46 of the creation of the week. Stick around to the very end to find out how many ash blocks this build received. And come back next week. We're going to take another tour of Kane Argonis' build. They have been working hard at totally revamping their island, so I can't wait to show that off. If you would like your build featured or refeatured, click the form in the description below. We generally coordinate through Discord, but if you do not have access, just make sure you note that in your form, and then drop me a friend request and an in-game mail. You can reach me at Ashleen_0110. Just go over and click on the bard and send me a piece of coal if you have a question about the creation of the week, or you filled out the form and you want to set up a tour time. See you guys next time. Happy building!